Unicorn Funland. I'm MikaelaAndromeda, for those of you who don't know. For those of you who do know, welcome back, and thank you for coming back. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you for being here in my crazy universe to get your monthly reading. So that's what this is. This is your October general reading, October 2018 for Leo. Couple announcements. If you want to book your reading with me, go to unicornfunland.com. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Pinkie Pie Sugar Pop. Join my tribe. If you're feeling my message, don't hesitate to resonate. Hey, don't hesitate if it resonates. There you go. Don't hesitate to donate to my channel. Helps me grow the channel, helps me get more cards, helps me get more crystals, all of that stuff in order for me to relay these messages appropriately. Also, there's a link below for my GoFundMe page. That's to help me grow my music career. If you're interested in that, go ahead, check it out. If you want to donate, awesome. If you don't want to donate, at least just click the link and just read my story if you're interested in it. If you're interested in music and watching people's music careers grow, go ahead and do that. That's up to you. Also, if you want to just holler at me, highpriestessmikaela@gmail.com. I'm listening. I will answer at some point. I'm busy. I have a lot of stuff to do in my life, but I do like talking to new people. I like meeting you guys in the comments if you ever feel the need to comment. What else? Yes, there's so many ways to show gratitude. Even if you don't have any money and you just want to email me and say, hey, Mikaela, thank you for the reading, like, you know, whatever. That works as well. Also, daisy emojis. They make me happy. Just those little things that make me very happy and make me very happy to be helping people. But I think we should go ahead and just get into it. Leo, October 2018, Spirit, Leo. Spirit said this one. Pulling 12 cards for you today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes it comes out like that, but then again, I did shuffle good for you. This one's coming out to 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and clarifier is on the bottom. Well, I'm looking at, like, sometimes they have the clarifier on the top and they're saying clarifier is not on the top, clarifier is not on the top, clarifier is not on the top. I'm like, all right, man, it's all good. Leo, October 2018. Try not to fight this experience. Spirit said pause. Let it sink in. Try not to fight this experience. Instead, be one with it. Become the experience. Become the engineer. Become the home that you're building. Become the creator. Instead of looking at your writing as some kind of outside thing, become the writing. If you're building a car, become the car. I know that sounds weird and kind of abstract, but when you're experiencing something, the best way you can experience it is to become one with it. Sorry if you can hear my dishwasher. It's almost done. Hopefully it'll be done before your reading's over. But become one with this experience. It came out like this because there's some of you who may be fighting it. There's some of you who may be fighting this inevitable thing that has happened to you. You chose it. You chose it. You could have not chosen it, but you chose it. So be one with it. Be one with this experience. This is the first week of the month. And that is an overall message for this month. To be one with this experience no matter what. Okay. this is a really good upside down card. This is like not a blockage, because this is more of the blockage. This is saying you're being a stickler about rules and morals, and you're just sticking to one way of being. But it's looking like you're trying to find a way to be different. You're trying to find a way to be different than your parents, than your grandparents. You're trying to find a way to be different from your friends who have gone these traditional paths, and that's a good thing. This means that you are becoming more and more aware of yourself, and this is balancing you. This is balancing you. The book for this deck says morals without awareness. Basically, morals without awareness are stupid. Morals without awareness are pointless. But you are becoming more aware of your morals. You're becoming more aware of how you're interacting with your morals and how you're interacting with what you've learned. Instead of just being that, instead of just, life is supposed to be organized by every 15 minutes. I need to have every 15 minutes of my life planned. Instead of that, you are planning, but you're not being so strict about it. You're being aware of, okay, well, I need time to rest. I need 2 hours to rest every day. You're becoming more aware of that. And it's working in your mind. This awareness is working in your mind. This is clouds. That's what the gray means. This is clouds, and clouds is mental for this deck. Okay, so this is happening in your mind. This awareness of organization is happening in your mind. And so be one with that. Be one with that. Be one with that experience. There's a lot of mental work that I'm feeling like you're going to have to do. I don't see any other cards. The only cards that I've seen are these two that have flipped up. But I feel like there's some mental work that you're going to have to do this month, which is perfectly fine. If you're above working, then I don't know what else to tell you. If you're above doing any kind of work, I don't know what else to tell you. Unless you're one of those very beautiful people who can just work by being beautiful and have men and women just give you gifts, that's cool. That's cool. I'm not bashing that lifestyle. But if you try and build something, if you're trying to make yourself into a specific kind of person, it's going to take some kind of work. And honestly, even those kind of girls, those kind of women and men, there's men out there who are like that too. Those kind of people do work too. They work on their bodies, they work out, they work on their makeup, they work on their hair and their nails, and they work to make their outfits look good. But there is work to do. There's mental work to do this month, Leo. This is part of the mental work. If you find yourself making a big deal out of this experience, know that it's temporary. This sorrow, this sadness, this anguish, this being kept up at night and waking up in the middle of the night and being like, it's temporary. It's not going to last forever. Some of you may be dealing with dark nights of the soul. I'm feeling like some of you are in these work relationships, like at work. Co-workers, relationships with co-workers, relationships with managers who it feels like they're not understanding you, or they're not feeling you, or they're not understanding why you're not performing well at work. First and foremost, that's their problem. Second of all, you can explain to them, listen, this is what I've been going through. If they don't understand, then that's too bad, and they don't deserve you. And you should probably, maybe, general reading, you should maybe go get another job, or maybe focus on your side hustle. Then you won't need a boss. Then you'll be your own boss. Is there something wrong with being your own boss? It's gonna take work. Yeah, it's gonna take work. I'm my own boss. You know how freaking long it took me to do this? I'm 29 years old. Excuse me. I'm 29 years young. But it took a while to get here. This was not, Mikaela started a YouTube channel and it was great. No. Bitch. Not calling you a bitch, but nah. Motherfucker, like, this was not no easy task. It's not an easy task to build your own business. You have to do work. All right? So try not to make a big huge deal out of this stress and this sorrow and this sadness, because it's temporary. It is temporary. If you don't know what a dark night of the soul is, please look it up. And here's your divine order. Because once when you're dealing with all of this sorrow and this sadness and this downness, that leads to a rebirth. And these cards were in order like this. Sorrow leads to rebirth. Dark night of the soul leads to a climb to the height, the climb to a mountain, the climb to the top, the climb to the sun. And so after all of that sorrow, after all of that dark night of the soul, you'll be reborn. Your mind will be reborn. So this is the second week. This is the second week of the month. The beginning of the second week of the month. So if you get through those blockages, if you become one with your experience, then your thinking will be reborn. And you'll reach some kind of new way of thinking. You'll reach some kind of clarity that you will have to work at again. In traditional decks, this is this is the Ten of Swords, and the picture is literally a guy laying on the ground with 10 swords sticking out of him, all bloody, and he's dead. But that means that his mind has died. His mind has died. His old way of thinking has completely died, and there's some kind of rebirth. There's some kind of new clarity that he's reaching. So there's a clarity that's coming during the second week of this month, especially if you get through that dark night, especially if you trudge through that sorrow and just walk through it. I'm seeing you like trudging through like 3 feet of snow, just like trudging through. But you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And some of you may need to do this alone. Some of you may need to do this alone. Some of you may need to give yourself some more love, self-love, self-care. I said this for somebody, I think I said it for Virgo or something. Go get your nails done. Go get your hair done. I said it in a personal reading. Go get your hair done. Go get your nails done. Go to the spa. Go get a massage. By yourself. Leave the kids with grandma and grandpa. Tell your hubby exactly where you're going and send pictures. Send pictures while you're at the spa if they don't trust you or whatever. But take care of yourself, because this new thought, this clarity is going to require some time with yourself. It's going to require you to love yourself. And for those of you who feel like, yay, it's done. I feel like I was so loud. For those of you who have done all of this self-love and self-care, then do these things with your partner. After you have this clarity of thought, it's okay to do these things with your partner, especially if you have a strong partnership. But if you're feeling like your partnership isn't so strong, then you might need to do it by yourself. But for some of you, if you and your partner are in agreement, or if you are agreeing with your work, if you are falling in love with your work again, be okay to include that in your life. Be okay with collaborating with your coworkers on something. Maybe y'all need to start some kind of petition to have a barbecue or to have a company party or something like that. And that's good. That's a way of taking care of yourself too. If some of you are organizers, if you like to plan parties, then plan that. Your boss will probably be okay with it if you're not working in some big, huge, crazy corporation. But your boss will probably be okay with that, and your level will be okay with it. I'm pretty sure you could use a date night. Pretty sure you could use a date night. And don't fight this process. Please continue to show your true colors. There's some kind of fight going on in your mind, and you've got like this block up, like you've got this armor on. But guess what? You see those little brown spots? That's rust on his armor, because that armor is old and he doesn't need it anymore. Excuse me, guys. But for real, that armor is old and he doesn't need it anymore. So there's no reason to keep it on. It's going to start falling off anyway. It's going to corrode and it's going to break down, and then it's going to be uncomfortable coming off, because then it's going to stain your skin. You know, I'm speaking metaphorically. But if you make the conscious decision to put your guard down, especially since you have this new thought, and here's another, let's see, this is the night. So, but that is a divine timing, a divine order. You got the 9 here, then the 10 here, and then the night. 9, 10, night. Okay, so that's a divine order. Since you've come to this place of clarity, and you're finally able to give some love either to yourself or to the people around you, now it's time to be real. Now it's time to get real and stop fighting this process, whatever it is, whatever this experience is that you've been fighting. It's time to stop fighting it. There's no reason to fight it. This is your life now. This is your life. This is your life now. That was the second week of the month. This is the third week. Now that you've dropped that armor, you get to start fresh again, and you get to take a risk. Yay! It's like, no, I don't want to take a risk. I want everything to be normal and for everybody to just be quiet and no, I'm sorry. I wish life was easy like that. For some people it may be. General reading. But you'll want to take a risk, because you'll feel during the third week of this month, you will probably feel like things are just getting kind of monotonous again. And you wanna do something spontaneous. I'm saying, hey, let's go to the zoo. That's a risk. You never know what's gonna happen at the zoo. There could be a fire. Like, I mean, you know, not to get negative about it, but that's a risk. You know, spending your last $50 for a day at the zoo is a risk. But you never know what you're going to find at the zoo. You never know who you're going to find. Maybe you're going to meet somebody who wants to, I don't know, who wants to produce your album. But by just standing in line, chatting, or standing in line and you're singing to your friend, and then somebody behind you is like, hey, you have a really nice voice. Like, what's your name? I'm a producer. That's my kid. Like, I'm a producer. Can I produce your album? Like, here's my link. I'm legit. You never know. Take a risk. The third week of this month, take a risk and be okay with it, because it's going to lead you to somewhere. And this risk, don't think too much about it. So that producer, this is metaphorically general reading. I'm just going with this idea that I've come up with, this idea that is being pushed through. But, after taking this risk, don't think too much about it. So that metaphoric producer that I've made up, that metaphoric producer, hang on a second. Anyway, that metaphoric producer, once he gives you his card and his, hang on, oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Life, it happens. Okay, so yeah, this risk, the metaphorical producer, when they give you their information and you look them up and you see that they're legit, don't think too much about it. Don't think too much about it. Whatever this risk is that you've taken, whatever it is, general reading, guys, don't think too much about it, because then you'll get stuck in a head trip. That's what it says in the book for this deck, for this card. You'll get stuck in a head trip, and then you'll start thinking way too much about it, and then the opportunity could just disappear. This opportunity that you took this risk for, that you called up your girls and said, let's go to the zoo. I'm going to spend my last $50 at the zoo. And you took that risk, And then if you start thinking too much about it, too much about this opportunity that is being kind of dropped into your lap, then it won't be worth it. And then you will be out $50 and then you won't have a record deal. Like I'm speaking metaphorically, but it's that's the energy that's coming through. Be okay with taking this risk and don't think too much about it third week of the month. Talk to a Virgo, because the Virgo got this. The Virgo is learning this lesson of standing in its rebellious power. You may be blocking this. You may be blocking standing in your rebellious power, being stable in who you are. A rebel is who you are. Anybody who is a rebel, that's who they are. Because they don't care about what other people think. Stop caring about what other people think, especially, especially during the third week of this month. Don't over concern yourself with what other people are thinking about you and about your journey and about your path and about your gifts. Don't overthink that. Don't overthink it. Be who you are instead. Just be who you are. It's okay. You actually can do it. Even if who you are is a silly goofball who puts on fairy wings and bunny ears and runs around the zoo acting like a little kid, okay? I've seen weirder stuff. I've seen stranger things. Anyway, just whatever risk you're taking, don't think too much about it, and remember to be who you are, and don't settle for less, is what Spirit is saying. Don't settle for less. Some of you may be holding on too tightly to some power. I'm feeling like some of you are holding on too tightly to some kind of creativity that needs to be given, that needs to be let out. Nobody's gonna steal your ideas. Somebody else got this. And this same message, nobody's going to steal your ideas, especially if you know how to copyright and patent. Nobody's going to steal your ideas. Give a little bit away. Don't hold on too tightly to it. And for those of you who have learned that holding on too tightly doesn't serve you, continue to do that. Continue to give. And there may be some of you who need to find some kind of stability in giving. So you may need to join some kind of charity and give once a month, give $50 a month or something like that. If you're okay with that, if that's what resonates with you, give a little bit. Give. I feel like you got another give card. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe the dream was kind of about giving to yourself, giving to self-love, or giving to your coworkers. But give a little bit of yourself in a consistent manner if that resonates. Okay? For some of you, this giving will lead to some kind of maturity. It will lead you to taking some kind of step, some kind of big step. Remember that producer? Remember that that producer? Once you metaphorically again, once you sing for them or rap for them or dance for them, once you give a little bit of yourself and show a little bit of your creativity and show a little bit of your talents and skills, then they will approach you with some kind of deal, maybe with some kind of contract or with some kind of offer, and then that will lead you to expressing yourself through your side hustle even more. Wow. For some of you, side hustles are taking over. Cause we taking over one city at a time. I had to go look up the lyrics. Like, no, I'm kidding. I have my son here today. It happens. But yes, the side hustles are taking over. So there's some of you who are going to be able to take this step during the last week of the month, who are going to be able to start a new project. You're going to walk into that studio and be like, oh my God, this is dope. You're going to be Instagramming your girls like, oh my God, I'm in the studio and this dude is legit. He's legit. Okay. But then there's some of you who may be blocking this out. Got to keep it real. No fluffy bunnies. There's some of you who may try to stop yourself from taking this step because in the past you've not had great experiences with people. Okay, man, stop living in the past. Just take the step. Go to the studio and record your album and make some money off of it. And if you need to contemplate this, that's okay. If you need to think about it, that's okay. This is you got 2 4s. So there's some kind of stability that you're needing to work on during the end of this month, during the last week of October, okay? Go within. Go within. Try to ignore the outside noise. Try to ignore people talking about, oh, girl, that's he's not legit. You don't know that. Or your mom and your dad saying, is that safe? Is it safe for you to go out to California? Is it safe for you to go to New York? Don't listen to that. You need to go within and do what you feel like you need to do. Do what you feel like you should do for you. And that should always come from a place from your heart. It should always come from an emotional place. What you decide. Balance everything. I'm not saying only live in your emotions. That's ridiculous. But if it's something that's close and true to your heart, if you are that singer or that rapper and this producer has approached you, that's probably spirit trying to tell you something. It's probably spirit saying, hey, these are your dreams. This is the dream that you've been asking for. Now we're offering this to you because you're literally being offered something these last 2 weeks of this month because of this risk that you finally have taken. And because you're finally starting to show your true self instead of fighting the process. You're being one with the experience. So while you're being one with the experience, 3, you started off with 3 of fire. Now that you're being one with your experience, you are able to stabilize your emotions and make a productive decision for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, for you and your friends if you don't have any family, whatever it is. Go within and listen to that love voice. Listen to that love voice. Advice? Ask for help if you need it. Ask for help if you need it. Don't be an outsider. You're not an outsider. You're not alone in this. Ask for help and that will free you. 5 is freedom. Ask for help and that will free you. Leo, this is a general reading. Thank you for bearing with me. Pausing the video and going and talking to my son. Excuse me. It happens. It's life. Thank you for being here with me. This is your reading. If you want to book a full reading with me, unicornfunland.com. You can also follow me on Instagram as Pinkie Pie Sugar Pop. Join my tribe. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please continue to do so if my message resonates with you. Click the links below if you're into it. Send me some Daisy emojis. And I love meeting you guys in the comments. Please continue to comment if that's what resonates with you. Other than that, all love and praise to the universe within me and without me, spirit. Show Leo to be one with this beautiful experience. Show them to show their true colors and be okay with showing their true colors, even if they are kind of weird. And also help them to take this risk that will lead them to a place of emotional stability. I love you so much, Leo. You have a wonderful, beautiful, magnificent moment. And I will see you next time. Bye!